Hello, ActiveSage here on the Sage channel, and here before us today we have my finished Rover from our recent Rover build-off. I went ahead and decided, you know what, let's finish that damn thing up, because honestly, it was pretty embarrassing to end that with, hey look, my Rover's a fucking boat. So I went ahead and finished up the design I sort of had planned. I actually added to it a little bit more. I added a strut here. Let's just go over it, just in case maybe you didn't see those videos, or maybe you didn't actually see a good look at mine, considering we did go past it pretty quickly, because it was honestly pretty embarrassing that I failed so miserably. Anyway, the overall design has a bunch of turrets on it. You can see we got 23 millimeters here. Let's just land so our thrusters stop making that annoying noise. So here, and here, and then a 50 millimeter right then and there. We got 6 large cargo containers there. On the inside, we have a door to allow us easy access. We get 3 cryopods. Instead of the 6 that we used to have another 3 over there. We've removed those. We do have pipes that go down and connect to those. We even have the pipes here that would have connected those. I have a small connection point there just to allow you to go ahead and connect to that to access the refineries and stuff in this, because we do have refineries. Those were actually even there in the video. I just sort of forgot to talk about them. If you had watched my building states, you would have seen those anyway, though. I do have a medical screen. I looked on the back of that as best I could to try to find a connection point to pipe into it. I didn't actually see any connection points on it at all, which was a little disappointing, which means apparently that's only going to be health, and not just oxygen and hydrogen as well. If you carry in through here, there is glass in these windows now. If you look very closely, you can see a bit of grime there along the edges for glass. What the hell is going on? You see this? The camera's bobbing up and down now. I'm in spectator. That's very odd. Maybe it's a vehicle bobbing up and down. I'd suspect so. Anyway, moving on, we do have our 3 cockpit seats here as well. They're the modded ones by, I believe it was Darth Biomech. Pretty nifty things. It's designed so that all 3 crew members can be sitting in these at the same time, allowing 1 person to drive and 2 people just to be relaxing and watching the world go by or tweaking systems. We do have a a ore detector aiming down so we can detect any ore below us, and then 1 aiming forward so we can see any that we're coming towards, just in case you're maybe wanting to do some ore scouting. On the ceiling though, we do also have a vent there and then a vent back here. And you also have a large cargo container here, so you could access the oxygen tanks, oxygen generators, if you needed to go ahead and put yourself a oxygen tank, a small one, in there and fill it up, or a hydrogen tank, since the oxygen generator will produce hydrogen, even though this ship doesn't actually have any hydrogen tanks. I can actually go ahead, though, and fly up here, and if you did completely miss my video, I can also explain the inner workings that you couldn't see. You can see that we do have those 3 reactors that I finally piped up at the back. We have pipes that lead up and connect into the middle point here between these 2 large cargo containers. And of course, the large cargo containers are all connected to one another. You can see they even pipe out to lead to the turrets that are usually here. Carrying on from there, we do have the little pipings that we've already seen, the crate that I was talking about. And the oxygen tanks, you can actually see a small bit of this oxygen tank and that oxygen tank from the inside. We have our 4 refineries that are just sitting here. I really don't like the fact that they're just a scaled down version of a normal one. Then we also have our assemblers. We got a bunch of these tiny little ones, which will hopefully take eons to build anything because they're so tiny, but I don't know. They're just a small version of the large ones because that's the mod the guy chose. Salt. Anyway, we do have more pipes coming off of that. All this is hooked up, including all of these, even though they look like they're a bit high up. You can see we have a whole line of these 4, or actually 6-way conveyors hooking them all up. And then we actually have another cargo container, believe it or not, at the front. And I've actually gone through and filled the reactors up with each 100 uranium and about 250 23mm ammo in all of those, as well as I think it was 500 50mm ammo in that container there. We also have another oxygen tank here, which is mirrored on the other side, as well as the oxygen generator, so everything should be able to get through there. And it just occurred to me the oxygen generator is connected through small, so maybe you wouldn't actually be able to fill up hydrogen tanks, so whoopsie-doodle-dandy on that one. I'm not going to tweak that again. And of course we still have our connector at the front, so there you go. That's the overall look of it, and I did actually go ahead and put some lights on it. And now we can actually go ahead and show it going up something. I probably need it in the future if I was to actually tweak this more, which I doubt I will do. But I saw someone on Reddit had shown that these things here, they went ahead and put a wheel on this for their own version of a Rover. That was really nice. They put a wheel there, and then it had this sort of setup that I have here stuck to that wheel. So they turned that one wheel, and it would turn the 2 other wheels here with it, which is a pretty good setup. Because the wheels themselves wouldn't be turning then, and it would actually allow the ship to turn a bit better than, well, you'll see this ship does turn. Also, one more thing before I actually show it in action. What was his name? Yunius on Reddit has found a new feature in the game. So control spacebar. Yeah, control and spacebar teleports your character to you now, which is pretty damn awesome. And probably explains why I kept getting surprised at why my character was next to me, because I'd be, holding control or something to move or put it down a long line of blocks, and I'd try to go upwards while doing so and call my character to me. Anyway, let's hop inside this and do some simple testing here. And the testing I've done so far has shown, well, it's not exactly the most fantastical machine on Earth, honestly. And by the way, if you're wondering about head clearance, actually walking around in the back of the vehicle, I'll just show you really quickly again on that, as you can just run, hop, and get in here nice and easy, and do have a fair amount of space. Honestly, I'd like to have like a little table and chair here so somebody could sit and eat. And yeah, we got our cryo spots for sleeping, so there you go. Nice amount of space in here. We even have our antenna and our lights strung about the whole place to light it up reasonably well. Even though the lights here decide to be bitches and cast their lights from the inside of these things and not function correctly. But whatever. No workaround for that, honestly. It's just the way the point lights work, because they're not actually casting from the actual light there. They move the point light away when you tweak the settings. Alrighty, so let's get moving. Let's go ahead and just get ourselves up that ramp. I actually probably don't want to see us just go up the ramp. You want to prove that it can turn, and you can see there, I've set the wheels to actually turn a very small amount, because any higher, it's sort of locked up and the ship would bounce a whole lot more than it already is, and it can be very, very dangerous. But you can see, even though it's not very fast, it does indeed turn. So it really kind of fits the feeling of a roving fortress. Yeah. A very, very bouncy roving fortress. The center wheels there do not turn, and the wheels, you might notice, they turn very, very quickly when I tell them to turn. That's because you can now set that. I think you've been able to do it for a while, but I have set it so pretty much instantly when I order a wheel to turn, they turn to their maximum turn distance, and I've set it pretty damn low, because as I said, it would cause issues if it was higher. And turn ourselves around to face that ramp. We're going to try to go up. I've found that it does have some issues. It seems like the wheels have a very, well, they love to explode and blow up on ramps, so we're probably not going to make it up the ramp successfully. I'm going to spoil that right now. And let's aim ourselves at it, and away we go. And you'll notice our speed isn't going to skyrocket up, because also our wheels, if we look here, you can now limit wheel speed at the very bottom here. So I have it set so our maximum speed is 17 kilometers. So we're not going to just go flying up this thing. And in fact, I'm going to slow us down pretty heavily right now, so we can just very, very slowly make it up this. Yes, 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 yes. Slowly, slowly, slowly. God dang it, you son of a... Oh, you whore. Yeah. But hey, if it wasn't for the wheels blowing up, I suspect that one of the reasons they're blowing up so easily is because of all the weight inside the vehicle. Jesus, look at that wheel spurging out like crazy. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's try one more time with a slightly less steep area right here. It's by the way, one of the reasons I am not demonstrating this on the large... What the... Okay, apparently my control V has been cleared, so we have to copy it down again. One of the reasons like this is all metal now is because just about an hour after we finished our recording of building our rovers and stuff, the devs put out an update to Space Engineers, which kind of screwed everything up. All of a sudden, I guess any custom asteroids, when you got close to them, would suddenly go largely invisible and see-through. So I kind of deleted that and spawned in a new tiny asteroid right here and just sculpted it and put all the metal in. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop inside this son of a gun and try to drive up this little tiny hill again. We don't need our lights on. I will have them on anyway. Let's go to third person again so we actually see what's going on a little bit better. Can we make it? Very slowly, very, very slowly. Very slowly now. Very slowly, very slowly. Hey, much more success that time. I guess maybe this vehicle's all about going very, very slow. And we only lost one wheel on this side. Let's try to go back down again. Oh my god, very, very slow. Slow, I'm braking. Ah, scheiße. Oh, scary. Yeah, very scary. So this vehicle could use some serious fine-tuning if it was to actually be used much more than it's already being used. Alrighty guys, that's it for this rover. I just thought I'd go ahead and show you a more finished version than the, well, rather honestly terrible unfinished version that was in the build-off videos. Overall, I spent probably about 5 more hours working on this, just tweaking things, naming all the lights. Did I name the lights? No, but I named all the wheels and getting everything about how I wanted it, and it's still, of course, not brilliant. I need to do that sort of wheel thing I mentioned where these large wheels would be connected to another large wheel, so they'd actually, the ones you're seeing wouldn't turn, but another larger one would turn and allow them to face a set direction. Alrighty guys, that's it. Enough of me going back and forth very slowly to show that you can make a very tight turn over time. That's that for my Rover. I hope you enjoyed it. Still not exactly fantastic. Somebody said it might make a great hover ship without, you know, all this, and I have to agree. I think it would probably be pretty cool. I'm working on a hover engine mod, but you know me and modding. I like it, but it takes a very long time before it's... Oh, that actually survived that. Mostly. Before I get those mods done, so who knows. Anyways, thanks a bunch for watching, and I shall see you guys and gals next time. Ta-ta. Out into the stars we go. Whee. Also, the turrets do work. I didn't even show that. They're not going to have anything to shoot at now, really. They're trying to shoot at gravity generators. Oh, God. Grumpy, grumpy turrets. Yeah, these aren't space spiders out here, are they? No, they're other things. Yeah.